back it goes. O'Brien says that's it. And Ireland have beaten Scotland. Your thoughts, Fiona?
What a phenomenal second half. It was poor in the first half, but what a phenomenal second half from Ireland, both in attack and then that final defensive push from them. And Sam Monaghan there getting up. They didn't go up for many lineouts, but the time was perfect, right to go up for. Perfect time to go up. What a second half from Ireland. Players standing up, players making an impact off the bench. Steve O'Dowd was unbelievable coming off the bench. It just, you know, it could have gone either way at that first half, and I have to say they turned it around. That half-time talk, whatever was said, it was resolute, it was resilience. They were focused when they came out in the second half. Their heads didn't drop, even when Scotland pounding away inside Ireland's 22. They stood up, they stood tall, they made their tackles.
So Ireland have done enough to secure third place in the table, and everything that will bring with it in terms of that World Cup spot. They're going to England secure, a long way out this time as well, so no need to worry about qualification routes. And look, maybe a poisoned chalice, we'll wait and see, but in terms of development and in terms of playing the best, they're going to have to do that at some stage. I'm sure, why not now? Your player of the match, please, before we leave it.
Look, it was tough. I thought Lisa Thompson was absolutely excellent for Scotland and stuff when they needed her. Ireland, as I said, Niamh O'Dowd, Sam Monaghan. I thought Aoibhinn Riley marshalled them well. I thought Brittany Hogan to the fore in both attacks, carries. She set up Corrigan for that try. So today's player of the match is Brittany Hogan.
Irish number 8, there she is. So there we go then. 2 tries each at the Kingspan Stadium. The boot of Dan O'Brien separating the sides. It's finished here. Ireland 15, Scotland 12. So then, yeah, look, Ireland players can congratulate, and look, they will take an awful lot from this. It wasn't the prettiest game by any manner of means. The first half, as we said, was terrific, but they did improve in the second half, and I guess that's what the coaches will look to.
Yeah, and the fact that they could turn it around like that as well, you know, a couple of key things, keeping the ball when in possession and, you know, just trying to fix things. Their line-out still not functioning where it needs to be at. Their scrum was dominant. They kicked for position. They managed to hold on to the ball for longer periods, and their defence when it needed to be was very, very good. And, you know, they're going to a World Cup, and after all the hurt, some of these players, not many of them were there for that qualification for 2021, and you know, it's great to see Ireland back in another World Cup, and that's the story of this. Yes, WXV won, whatever. Ireland are back at a World Cup is where they want to be.
Remember the disappointment last time out. We were part of the championship. We remember the qualification campaign. It did not go their way, and you know, as you say, World Cup qualification is absolutely huge. Everyone wants to be there, and expanded tournament as well. It's right across the water in England. Time zone is perfect. Should have a big audience as well, and women's game going from strength to strength.
And it's going to be an absolutely super World Cup, and you know, obviously every time each World Cup it's growing, it's getting better. I think England are going to do a super job, particularly where they are at the moment. You look last weekend and they've 48,000 in Twickenham. I think people are going to get behind it, and they're going to be big crowds in all the stadiums. It's going to be a hugely exciting tournament, and Ireland are there, and Scotland, I've no doubt Scotland will be there as well. They're going to go to WXV2, and I've no doubt that they'll qualify through that.
Yeah, Scotland, disappointment for them. They put up quite a show defensively as well. Some huge hits went in. Physically, they are a very difficult side to play against.
Yeah, as I said, the first half I thought Scotland's defence, Ireland were asking questions. Scotland's defence was excellent, a little bit illegal at times, but they were getting away with it, and big hits. Lisa Thompson really to the fore there at times. Evie Gallagher as well. They've some quality players coming through, and you know, they've shown their worth last year in WXV2, winning that, and they're improving every year in the Six Nations, and it is definitely a 2 if not 3 tier Six Nations, and on each given day, each of these 4 teams, Scotland, Wales, Italy and Ireland, they can beat each other, and thankfully today it's Ireland's win.
Yeah, and an emotional Emma Wassell as well. We should mention her. She lost her mother recently. I'm sure she's thinking of her today, and you know, returning to the team must have been a difficult decision given everything that's happened over the last few weeks, and she had a very, very good game as well. Ireland's number 4, not to be for Scotland today. But it is Ireland's day. They've come away with the victory here by the slender of margins. Dan O'Brien's boot, the difference in the end. The player of the match was Ireland's Brittany Hogan, and I'm delighted to say she's talking to our reporter pitchside. That's Damien O'Mara.
Brittany, congratulations. You are the Guinness Six Nations Player of the Match. Tell me what that means to this group of players. Listen, all the hard work, all the questions that have been asked about this group in the last couple of years, it's only natural that it pours out. To be back at the Rugby World Cup, to finish third in this championship, it answers all of those questions.
It means so much. We came out for a performance today. We didn't know what was going to happen after the end of it, if we qualified or not, but we just wanted to do it together. And I'm just so proud. I literally heard before I came over here that we've qualified, and I'm just so happy. We've come through so much as a group, and every single one of us, management, players, back staff, people who aren't here today, and all our supporters, everyone means everything.
Is it only natural then that there was quite the amount of pressure on you this afternoon?
Yeah, but we've trained for that pressure. We had a really good training week this week, where we've overcome low against England, and then we've put ourselves under pressure to perform this week because we knew it was going to be a tough game. So yeah.
So, talk to me about those last couple of minutes, because all it was going to take was for Scotland to draw the game, and third place was gone from Ireland.
Yeah.
Every tackle, everything counted so much in those last couple of moments.
Yeah, we just, as a group, we just took a breath and made sure that we were next job focused. Our mindset switched, and we turned our revs up, and we were like, they're not crossing our line again. So it was just a huge mindset shift, and you were there to do everything.
Listen, it gets Ireland back to a Rugby World Cup where everyone involved in Irish rugby feels this country needs to be at to grow the game. You do know, though, there's so much more improvement still to come from this squad, and a large element of what we've seen over this championship, little things that you're going to want to eradicate just to keep that growth going.
Yeah, we've come so far as a group since the past year even, so we'll just keep building and building on those improvements, and that kind of layer that we want to achieve will come.
And just to finish, a word on the support. You broke a record at the RDS today, the Italy game, with over 7,000 tickets sold in advance of kick-off this afternoon. Like, the cheer when the ball went dead at the end there, it matched anything you were going to get for a score or a try or any other moment. It tells people, it reminds people of how important the women's game and the girls' game is in this country.
Yeah, and it just shows that it's growing, and it shows that we're inspiring. We just want to inspire the next generation to actually put on a jersey and try the game, give it a try. And we needed it. We need that support in the last 2 minutes.
And you need to be at a World Cup to do things like that as well. Enjoy the celebrations. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Well done, Brittany Hogan. She's bursting with adrenaline. I can tell you it's an afternoon that those young women will carry with them deep into their dotage. They had to fight. They had to dig it out. 2 defensive stands, big match, something on the line, and they came through. Second half, much better.
Yeah, look, it was a very mature second half. It was probably more maturity that I expected from these players, and they started really, really well. Some really, really key players just stood up. Wafer had a great second half. Riley did, Parsons as well, and they showed a lot of maturity, and I think the girls followed that. It helped by the fact that Scotland's defence or Scotland's discipline wasn't that good, and they capitalised on that as well. And that's a mature Scottish side, and Ireland managed that second half really, really well. So that's a huge confidence booster to go in. Obviously, they've qualified for the World Cup Tier 1. We can talk about that in depth. But there's 15 months now to work on your systems, to work on your depth, to work on all of the different things. You've got 12 games to do between now and then, and
it's wake up happy time again now. I mean, there's a 3-year hangover, really, losing to Spain, losing to Scotland. That kind of draws a line onto that now.
Yeah, I think so. And any of those players that were involved, the trauma of going through that, they still speak about it. So this hopefully will put that to bed a little bit, and they can look to the future now. Yeah. No, brilliant to see them come back out in the second half and really rectify some of those mistakes. And I think we saw what they could do when their line-out functioned. It's still not where it needs to be, but when it did work, you saw the opportunity that they took from it. So that was really brilliant.
And the prodigal daughter was back at hooker as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she came on and shored up the line out, did really well.
Got her try,
brought energy. Really shored up the line out when she came on, and she deserves to be there. So she did well when she came on too.
Well, the phrase you use, rectified the errors, really what you do is not make them again. And I suppose I haven't got the error count here, but it was way lower. The simple stuff was cut out, those simple annoying errors. Basic about it, were cut out.
The second half, I suppose, they had a much better game management plan, and really performed to the standard that they were capable of, and we still haven't even seen the best of this team yet, but they definitely tightened things up a little bit, cut out a couple of offloads. Obviously the weather was a little bit better, which absolutely helped, but even our kicking was slightly better. We chose the right moments of when to kick. Our carries were fantastic, and even our work around the breakdown and defensively we were much better than them, and we actually forced Scotland into some of those discipline issues because of the way we attacked that game in the second half. Like, these girls should be so proud of themselves. At the start of this campaign, I don't think anybody would have said that they were probably going to finish third and qualify directly, and they've shown us all what they're capable of. There's so much more growth to go, and it's brilliant for them. As Lynne said, they have loads of time now to work on that and try put in some big shifts in the World Cup next year.
And there was a lot of talk about connections within the squad. There's a connection now with the crowd again to build on. You can tell it was 7,500, but like the screaming and the roaring when the ball went dead, as Damien said in his interview, it's like there was 20,000 there.
Absolutely. Look, it's a great time to be a girl. Women's sport has just taken off globally. It's taken off in Ireland. It's well on its way. Women's rugby is absolutely brilliant. If you're watching this at home, look at this crowd and want to be here. So there should be a big FOMO feeling across Ireland at the moment. So get behind this team, because they're going places.
Well said. Thank you for that. We're going to show you how Ireland won their place at next year's Rugby World Cup when we come back from the break.